Hey, come on in, let's get started. Get on in here. This is the Friday afternoon, just before the weekend, Facebook Live chat for you all. And I'm just stalling a little bit here to see if anybody who got the notification that we were doing a live video can come on in and watch us. That's my theme song. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So if a couple of y'all are joined, thanks for joining. My name is Blake Stockton. I'm a consultant here at the Florida SBDC at UNF. We cover the North Florida area, and I specialize here as a consultant in, I call it online strategies for growth. So I talk a lot about social media with small businesses, and this is a topic we're going to cover today. Some of my own credibility: I have my own Instagram account with over 66,000 followers and adding about 400 new followers a day. But we're not going to talk about Instagram this afternoon. We are going to talk about Facebook. In particular, some common mistakes that I see small business owners make on Facebook when they're posting. And I wanted to talk about this because I saw it again this week. I had a client a couple weeks ago who actually fired a small digital marketing agency that was actually out of Jacksonville, but they were making these same mistakes and weren't getting any results for her page. So I wanted to talk about it and maybe kind of open your eyes to these same mistakes. So the two mistakes, or the main mistake that these two type of posts fall under are what I call throwaway posts. Throwaway posts are just posts that should have been thrown away, shouldn't have been even made in the first place. And now, if you do make these posts, I will say, don't beat yourself up about it, because a couple years ago, some of these posts would have gotten results. But now, after some of these new changes with just Facebook in general changing, and then also the algorithm, which we're going to get into a little bit, changing as well, these posts just aren't performing as well. And the two posts we're going to dive into are hour posts. So an example for this would be, we are going to be closed on this day, we're closing early on this day, today we are closed due to weather. If you're making any of those types of posts, I recommend not doing that. I'll give you some alternatives as well, but we're going to dive into that, and we're also going to dive into holiday posts. And these are in particular the generic holiday posts. There's a 4th of July coming up, and you want to make a post to your followers about it, so you do the generic 4th of July text, and then you find a picture on Google and you post it. So those are two throwaway posts that I see quite a bit, and that I generally don't recommend. So for the first one, for the hours, okay, let's take a step back a little bit and discuss why you don't want to do that. And the first reason, so Facebook introduced, you may have heard of this algorithm, right? It's this complicated, super complicated thing to determine which one of your followers, how many of your followers see a given post. So only about 5 to 10% of your followers will see a post on Facebook. And if you're making an hours post about you being open or closed as a business, only a small little percentage of those followers are going to see it. Generally, not many people, I've noticed, like those posts. So it's just, if you're not getting the likes, then that is an indication to Facebook's algorithm that this post should not be seen by more of your followers. Because put yourself in Facebook's shoes for a second. If you're Facebook, you just want to share to your followers posts that they're going to like. And if you make a post that people don't like, then less and less people are going to see it. So hour posts, if you're making some hour posts, and generally I'm just saying this because in my experience, they don't get a lot of likes. It's not reaching a lot of people. So it's just a good recommendation to not make them on Facebook and use some other alternatives for that. So a couple other options when you want to update your clients and customers on when you will or won't be open is, one option is email, if you have their email addresses. Problem with that is that on average, only about 20 to 25% on average of people who receive an email from a business will open it. Not even talking about reading it, right? Just opening it. So you're still missing a large percentage of your customers. So here's what I recommend. I recommend, and this is a growing field, I see a lot of businesses popping up for this service, and I really recommend text messaging. So on average, can you go ahead and guess what is the average amount of people that open a text, right? We just talked about email, which is 25%. Facebook, we're thinking about maybe 5 to 10%. For text, it's 97%. 97% of people will open a text message that they receive. So if you have your clients and customers, you're closed down, they're expecting you to be open, then you can text them to tell them that you'll be open or closed. I'm not going to get into the pros and cons of texting because that is a whole new field opening up, but one thing I'll recommend is to not overdo it. And if you can, you want a text to make it in one text message. You don't want to send a long message that goes out in 3 texts. I actually signed up for a text message service myself. Short story here, I went to an event, and at this event a company was giving away something for free that I wanted. It was about a $10 value. I won't tell you what it was because it might let you know, give you an idea of who the company was. But they gave away this $10 item in exchange for my phone number. I said, sure, you can always unsubscribe if you don't want your text from them. About a month later, I got a text from them in the middle of a meeting, and it was a super long text. It was 3 in a row. It was bang, 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 3 texts, and I immediately unsubscribed. So as a business owner, if you are going to use texts, it's something to think about. You don't want to overdo it. You want to do it in one text if you can. I've been doing a little research on this, and a company I'd recommend is a company called Textedly. And for about $10 a month, you can send out 1,000 texts. $10 a month, not very expensive to get started. So that is, it's Textedly, and it's a great place to get started. So I'd highly recommend doing Textedly to send out text to your customers instead of using Facebook, because it's not going to reach a lot of people on Facebook, and you're hurting your general reach on Facebook if you're doing posts that aren't getting a lot of likes. The other post that I see a lot of, and this is actually the reason why the client who I had a couple weeks ago who went ahead and let go of the company, the agency that was managing their social media, was holiday posts. And this, I'll say, these are the generic holiday posts. These are the posts that just a generic photo. I see a lot of businesses do this, and it gets very little engagement. Now, this one company that was managing the client's social media was doing a lot of generic pictures. It was getting no results. They were killing her Facebook algorithm reach. It was getting seen by a very small percentage of her followers. And this 4th of July post was kind of the last straw, so she went ahead and got rid of them. If you are going to do a holiday post, it's definitely highly recommend it, because it is some event that's going on. People have the day off. You can celebrate it with them. This is a great time to celebrate with your followers, right? But what you want to do is make it authentic as possible. The big term for 2017 is authenticity. You kind of want to think about what you're looking on Facebook. What do you spend your time reading, looking out on Facebook? And as a business, you want to try to fit into those family, friend posts as much as possible. That's what I recommend. So if you can do an authentic, maybe a photo or even a video, to celebrate the upcoming holidays, I highly recommend doing something like that instead of taking a generic photo online. This is a great way for you to connect to your followers on something you're all celebrating together, and show some authenticity for yourself and your business, and tell a story. If you have some kind of story to tell around that holiday, then go ahead and tell it. For example, client who's a grilling company, on the 4th of July or Memorial Day, a lot of people are grilling, so they'll post a recipe, they'll celebrate the holiday with them as well. So those are 2 posts that I see a lot, a couple different recommendations. I'm going to go ahead and pause real quick to see if anyone has any questions. I'm going to jump on a live video. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Does anyone have any questions? Doesn't look like anyone has any questions just yet, but if you do have, if you're watching this video later And if you have a question, feel free to leave a comment below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked what we're talking about. Hope it provided some value. And if you want to schedule an appointment with me, Blake, we have offices all around Jacksonville, but our main office is at UNF. Then go ahead and call our front desk at 904-620-2476. I'd be happy to talk about your social media strategy or any other online related topics. Go ahead and make an appointment. Again, my name is Blake, and we'll help you try to achieve what we try to do here, which is help small business owners grow and succeed.